Hi, my name is Sheila Hill and I'm an intuitive life coach and spiritual guide. Welcome to my channel. I want to talk to you today about self-love. There is a beautiful quote out there in the world, and it's not necessarily untrue, that says everything you've ever desired is on the other side of fear. Well, what I want to talk to you today about in this video is that I believe that everything that you've ever desired is actually on the other side of self-love. I talk about self-love a lot. I've written a book, I have done lots of workshops, I deal with people in my regular day-to-day coaching practice where self-love is a topic that comes up very, very often. I understand why people don't get it. I understand why it's a difficult concept because it's not supported in our history, in our families, in society. I understand that. And for that very reason, it's incredibly important for you to understand why everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of you loving yourself unconditionally, no matter how you show up. So I talk often about how self-love really doesn't have much to do with the mani-pedi, the girls' lunch, the vacation, the nice clothes. Indulgences is a part of our human life. Being able to manifest and alchemize a job into money and a money into things, that's why we're here. It's not really the piece of self-love that I'm talking about, where this kind of self-love comes from being so unconditionally compassionate, kind, and tender with yourself, no matter how you show up. It is a complete obliteration of self-judgment so that it does not exist. In every now moment, you are nothing but highly respectful, kind, and loving to yourself, even when your ego tells yourself that you don't deserve that kind of love. This is the kind of love that I'm talking about. When you master that form of unconditionally loving of self, it becomes your new set point. When you can be that way more often and more often and more often, and that you're just on a trajectory of full mastery of self-love, each time you kind of go up a level, each time that you show yourself unconditional compassion and love in everyday moments, you are reaching a new set point in your vibrational frequency. This is how you raise your vibe. Yes, there are many other ways. Food, meditation, crystals, being in nature, of course, there are lots of ways. But to make it your new anchor point, your new normal frequency, to anchor it in, it needs to come from self-love. So when that becomes your new set point, this new unconditionally loving way, it begins to spill out into the world when you interact with the energies of the people and experiences outside of yourself. It means that you are able to show up so compassionately for people in the world that are hurt and angry. It means that you have patience and kindness for people no matter how they are showing up in their own reality. It is the end of judgment, because when you don't judge yourself, you therefore don't judge others either. When you hold loving compassion for yourself on your worst possible days, you master how to bring compassion and love to everyone on their worst day. This is how we change the world, and this is how you change your reality. The more that you love yourself unconditionally, no matter what, the more you are operating from your heart space and not your head. And let's face it, your head is the part of you that messes things up more often. It's where judgment lives, fear lives, worry lives, right? So when you move vibrationally into your heart space and out of your head, you are anchoring into that place where your head has less of a say in how your day-to-day life goes, and your heart becomes the driver of the bus. It means that you are then aligned to the divine energies. You are a divine being of light. And now you are in the frequency of divinity because Source is love and you are created from Source, which means you're love. So your divine essence is love. And now you're operating from your heart space through unconditional love for yourself. So there is an alignment there that cannot be tarnished, that can only be broken by you, that is an undeniable truth that you have finally returned back to yourself, to your truest essence. When you operate from divine alignment through living in your heart space unconditionally and without judgment, you are aligned to all of the energies that are divine. Your soul's mission, love, and abundance in all forms. Because that is what you came here to experience. You came here to experience what you needed to experience so that you would remember that you are love, so that you would learn how to love yourself, so that you would be able to align to everything that you could possibly imagine that you would want to have or experience in this playground called life. Are you starting to understand? Self-love is the key. It is the key to all of your spiritual gifts, to all of the experiences. It's the key to being in resonance with your soul mission and everything that goes with that, all the people, places, things, experiences that are in alignment with your soul mission. It all comes from living in your heart space. And the way to live in your heart space is to not decide that you're going to live in your heart, but to actually live in your heart. And the way to do that, to master it, anchor it in, and make that your new default frequency, is to love yourself. When you are in divine alignment with your soul's mission, that means that you will receive guidance from your team and your higher self that is so clear, that is so inspired, that is more often, can't be denied, you're on your path, you're rocking and rolling. That's what happens when you're in your heart space, because you are aligned with the divinity of who you are in human form. The more inspired action you take, the more unfolds for you that is in divine alignment with what you are here to do. It all unfolds from self-love. And yes, it can be challenging, but it's not hard and it's not expensive. It doesn't mean you have to have any money at all to just sit with yourself and hold your divine heart and just say, you know what? You're a mess and I love you. And you are flawed and I love you. And you're finding this hard and that's okay. I love you. It's that simple in everyday moments to make your new anchor point your heart space, because that is where everything from money to the job to the trip to the whatever it is that you can think up to yourself that you would like to experience in this life, that's where it all comes from, is being in divine alignment with you and your truest essence of who you are as love. So, I hope that you understand now that absolutely everything that you have ever wanted for yourself on every level of multidimensionality is really on the other side of self-love. Until next time, I love you. Bye for now.